Senator Tuberville.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you for being here today. I know it's hard work, and you need to get back to work. My former job, I had to win games, and in your business, we got to win, and right now we're not winning. Johns Hopkins University just made a report last week that this year we've lost 353,000 people. And to this point, last year, that's how much we lost the entire year. It's a little perplexing that, we've got 2 vaccines, boosters, and we got masks and all that. We still got to win. We got to win this fight. I mean, I think everybody understands that. I recently wrote an op-ed talking about how we need an all-above approach. We need every tool in the toolbox to be used. Been talking to doctors all over Alabama. We've had a tough problem. They are very upset that they don't have the freedom to treat like they should have the freedom to treat. They're being told by officials in their hospital that they can't use certain drugs such as ivermectin or whatever. And they know that it works. That's what they tell me. I'm not a doctor. Monoclonal antibodies. We ran out in Alabama because for some reason we're starting to ration those in the last few months. And I think I could ask all of you what you think about monoclonal antibodies, and I think you'd all say to some degree they work. But this specific question is for Ms. O'Connell. I want to ask you this. Congress gave money through the CARES Act to help with the development of production of therapeutics. Within 3 months of being in office, President Biden's administration decided not to buy, or they declined to exercise contract options on monoclonal antibodies. Now, I know you weren't there at the time. They inherited these contracts from the Trump administration. Those decisions caused a shortage, especially for us in Alabama. At the same time, the Biden administration was ramping up monoclonal production. As we're trying to get back to it, HHS turned and gave a $142 million non-compete contract to an accounting firm to market these treatments to the public. The administration hired KPMG to promote a therapeutic that the government stopped buying. That makes no sense. I looked at the website, and my son and I could probably put it together for $10,000. We paid $142 million. So I'm just asking you, Ms. O'Connell, I understand that HHS is currently reviewing this. I just would hope that you would commit to reprogramming some of that money to monoclonals if there's any left. Could I get a commitment on you for that?
Senator, thank you so much for the question. We have seen a change in the monoclonal landscape. When the ASPR therapeutics team began looking at the distribution models in February, a lot different than we experienced during the Delta surge, 20-fold increase in demand for monoclonals. And we went to a state distribution system. And so you're absolutely right. It's time to reevaluate whether we need this distribution help to get to the harder hit communities. And that review is underway right now. I'm expecting a memo any day with the team's recommendations on whether to keep that funding going.
Thank you. And, we just need to get more of them. I know we're trying to do that, and we're all trying to do our best. But, we just got to try to do it the right way. Dr. Fauci, you've talked a lot about gain-of-function research and whether or not U.S. funded it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, so I'm going to just ask you straightforward here. What kind of biological research is China actually conducting as we speak that we know of?
Yeah. Well, right now, when you say China is well beyond the Wuhan situation. There's research that goes on collaboratively with the United States, not only with NIH, but with any of a number of organizations, including the CDC, where we have Chinese researchers. The funding that goes on right now, that was just mentioned with Dr. Paul, we are not funding the Wuhan Institute anymore, that's for sure. But I can't testify to the scope of research that goes on beyond what the NIH
So the
funds.
WHO, they don't communicate with us because we're paying them $400 or $500 million.
Yeah.
Surely to goodness, they have something to do with what
Right.
China's doing.
Yeah, For the most part, the research that comes out of China, if you look at the things over the years, I'm talking not in this capsule of period where it's all focus on China, anti-China. I'm talking about decades of collaboration, particularly in the arena of influenza and other diseases. There's a lot of research going on. I don't think I can tell you what all the research is going on because I don't have eyes on all the research. The
Are
only
we
thing,
communicating with them, though, somehow, some way, with China?
well, yeah, we communicate a lot with them. Certainly, there's been a lot of stress and strain right now when you talk about the Wuhan situation. But our colleagues in Shanghai, our colleagues in Beijing, we communicate with them all the time.
Yeah.
The Chinese have a very, very fine Centers for Disease Control and Prevention modeled against our own CDC. And our CDC is in very good collaboration and cooperation with them.
I just think that if they'd have let us in early, that we may have not been in this situation, maybe the world in this situation that we're in. I hope you would agree with that, and they just kind of shut us off.
No, absolutely. And we want to find all the information we can. And the NIH and the entire HHS has been very much in favor of all transparency and getting to know all the information of what's going on in China. We're all very much in favor of that. We want more transparency.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Casey.
Chair Murray, thank you. I would ask first unanimous consent that the statement from the Alzheimer's Association and Alzheimer's Impact Movement be submitted for the record.
Without objection.